Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to ILET's Radiology and Imaging Summit 2021. Radiology and Imaging Summit had started yesterday in the morning, and this whole day conference yesterday as well today will attempt to bring together some of the finest minds from the world of radiology and imaging, particularly the industry leaders, technology leaders, academicians, and intelligentsia. This panel here, e-learning in radiology, scale, scope, and challenges. I am joined by Professor C. Amarnath, President of Indian Radiological and Imaging Association, and Professor and Head of Radio Diagnosis, Government Stanley Medical College. I am also joined by Dr. Kunnumal Mohanan, Vice Chancellor, Kerala University of Health Sciences, and former National President of Indian Radiological and Imaging Association. Then we have Dr. Narendra K. Bodhi, Professor and Head, Department of Radio Diagnosis, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Raipur, AIMS Raipur. Then Dr. Suman Singhal is there, Director, Cardiac Imaging and Operational Head and Senior Consultant, Eternal Health Center, Jaipur. Dr. Sumit Sethi, Founder and Head, DAMS. Professor P.M. Venkatsai, Professor and Head of Department and Senior Consultant, SERIS, Department of Radiology and Imaging Sciences, Shri Ramchandra Medical College and Research Institute. And finally, from the industry side, we have Christopher Lam, Product Sales Manager, Enersys, Elsevier, Singapore.
So now I request Dr. Sumar Sethi sir to say some of the, he told Venkatasai sir, phone, iPad, laptop are really useful, and you tell your experience with your apps, mobile apps, and the recorded courses through the videos. How this useful for the radiology education? Over to you, Sumar Sethi sir.
Thank you, Professor Amarnath, and all the esteemed panelists. It is an honor to be a part of this esteemed gathering. So what I'll do is I'll just give a brief idea of what I've done so that we can form the context here. So what happens is I am running an organization called as DAMS, where we are teaching doctors for their various exams, right from first year MBBS to residents to even to CME level. So that is the panel that we are running. And we have been doing a physical classroom for last 2 decades, and we have touched lives of around 500,000 doctors over the last two decades. And 2019 and 2020 have been very revealing for us, because that is the time where, with like all others, we got into the mobile app-based teaching, and we launched an app called as eMedicos, which has both Android and iOS interfaces. And what I've learned from that entire exercise of last 2 years is that whatever we may say, e-learning, learning, physical learning, classroom learning, it is at the end of the day, it's a relationship between a teacher and a student. And once the technology is well done, that interface becomes, like today we are talking live on this platform. Now, in old good times, pre-COVID era, we would have done this on a stage and an auditorium, and we would have all had coffee together. But today we are doing it online. So, but after the initial hitches that the speakers or everybody would have, then the medium becomes immaterial. So what I've learned from the app-based learning is that now today on our app, we can do live lectures and we can give them recorded access. So one of the take homes that we have learned here is that when I'm taking a physical lecture, to keep the students engaged, I have tools that God has given me. I have eye contact. So you're looking at a child, he will look back at you. You will point at an image, he can look at it. And there are a lot of things happening in a physical classroom which would help you to keep the entire class engaged. While on an online lecture, that engagement requires much more hard work by the teacher than a physical classroom. Now, what would happen is, because the student now is in an environment which is full of distractions. You are teaching, but he can actually open a WhatsApp in between. He can be distracted by some other activities. He can pause and go out and then come back and miss out on the continuity. So what I've learned is that in this e-learning, we have to use tools like polls. In between, we would create polls, ask questions, show an image and ask them, do a pre-test and a post-test. We have like tools like a student can actually on a live classroom take a picture that he saw in his own clinics and upload it for everybody else to see and say, what does the teacher think about that image? So engagement has to be driven, has to be, the teacher has to work hard and do a lot of pre-planning. And that is what my experience here is. And second is, I would like to say that now, although we are right now in COVID era, and I appreciate Dr. Suman who said that we are in the post-COVID era. I really wish that we reach the post-COVID era very soon. But even when we reach that post-COVID zone, the learning and the technology that has now come into place in the edtech space is now going to stay. So what is going to happen is we will see a hybrid kind of a thing. Like somebody is going to a conference and maybe 500 people are attending a conference. There would be then maybe 10 times more people who will be connected online attending that event, and there would be another 100 times more who would be then subscribing to those videos later on to access at self-paced manner. So I think the technology helps us to break geographical barriers and time barriers. Like you may not be available at the same time when the lecture is happening, but you can see it later on, and it helps you to reach places. I'll just leave the panel with a small statistics that in our 2 decades of existence as an organization, we have touched 500,000 doctors, and in 2 years of existence of our app eMedicos, we have now 4 lakh plus downloads. So like we can see the barriers are broken faster with the technology, and you are able to reach out to more people. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sumer Sethi sir. Now I request Mr. Christopher.
Just I wanted to quickly mention, sir, we know that e-learning has massive advantages. We are able to reach to many people. I just wanted to remind the listeners 2 things. One is that 60% of the radiology that I know I have learned from discussing with surgeons, orthopedic doctors, pathologists, and patients. So that part also needs to be taken care of when we're talking about e-learning. And second is mental health. I don't want to go off this meeting without talking of it. It is all good to say that you are sitting on your mobile phone learning in a lonely manner, but mental health takes a toll, which otherwise is always a very, very important thing to consider, especially for young residents and students. It is our duty as educators to make sure that we keep that perspective in mind as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone wants to add anything? Any panelists? Okay, thank you for joining, for your valuable time. Thank you all the panelists and KC Mishra sir for coordinating. I again thank the Elatis for organizing this wonderful CL. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the eminent speakers here. The interesting session here on the interesting topic of e-learning in radiology. In fact, when the discussions are interesting, then we just fall short of time, and that is what has happened just now. I think another half an hour was possibly warranted to continue the discussions. I know speakers have more points to say, but we are helpless. Another panel is just waiting after this thing. So before I conclude, as a customary practice from Elatis Technomedia, I would request my team at the back end to kindly share the speaker certificate. Then next certificate of appreciation for Dr. Sumer Sethi, founder and head of DAMS.